Hi, my name is Penny Olive. I have been free motion quilting for about between 12 and 15 years. I also teach free motion quilting. So when I run across products that I feel are helpful to me and to students, I like to share those. I have been a die-hard glove person, machiners specifically, I will say that, because I do love them and I have used them, did a lot of research on them, and I love them. But I was approached with a product to try that I absolutely love, and I want to share that with you. These are called the Grip It by SewingMates, and they are on SewingMates.com. I was asked to try these, and I was somewhat skeptical. They're about like a ruler or template that we would use for a sit-down long arm or a domestic sewing machine. They have grips all over the back that really grip the fabric. The reason I like them is that I can simply hold my hands on them and I'm free. My hands are free. There's nothing to keep me. And many people that I run across do not like the gloves. So I can simply hold them and move. Now there's another product that some people like, and that's I do not know the name of it, but there's a circle that they'll use and they'll quilt within that circle. I many times am called to do all over quilting, or just it may be wider than 8 to 12 inches, and I want to scoot all over that quilt. And I can't do that with something confining that I have to constantly move. So with the Grip Its, I can hold them easily, like I said. Whoops, that's my that's my thread catcher I have on top of my machine. And not worry about the distance that I'm in. Also, when I start my threads like I did here, my hands are free. I can just simply cut the thread. Also, the problem I did have is that when I would try to go and let that thread down, they would always stick to my fingers. And that's one reason I have that thread up on top of my machine, so that I can get rid of them easily. So it keeps me from doing that as well. And I can move them around very, very easily. You can also use them with intense quilting, very dense quilting. So I'll turn my machine down and I will, not sure what speed I need it at, but I'll just start doing some, and this is how I hold them. I just lay my hands on them. I don't know if there's a correct way. That's a little slow, but we'll just do some pebbles here, and you can see that I can just lightly hold them. That's still probably a tiny bit too slow. Lightly hold them, and they're easy. And the key is to make sure that my hands are moving, not my shoulders. They can also be used with a ruler. So if I'm using a ruler, I can still use one of them with the rulers. So I have a standard ruler here, and I can simply come down the ruler, and that right hand is what's helping me steady. Now the one thing they are not useful for is working with my favorite I guess, ruler or template, which would be the line tamer. So because we're going right in the middle, that's where we need to hold it. So I'm not going to be able to use the grippets for that. I'm going to put it back on my standard spoons. I'm not going to be able to use the grippets for that. And that's the only time that I would potentially want to use my machiners, which are still great. The price is a little bit higher on the grippets. They are $29.95, but I have bought a lot of gloves and different gloves over the years, and I've probably spent well over $100 on just gloves, at least 100, probably two, on gloves, and gotten them for gifts. These are $29.95. They're steady, they're sturdy, and so they're not, you're going to buy them once, and that's going to be about it. So you just move them when you're ready to move. They're easy to hold. It's light. I've done a second video with a very big quilt, and that I've put with this. And anytime you do a big quilt, it's going to be more difficult. I've taken a picture of the system that I've used. It's called the Janoop, and I use that for suspending it. It's always a little bit more difficult, but I can show you still there that the grippets are not hard. Keeping a nice, easy grip on them, or not even a grip, just laying my hands on them is all it takes. So if you want something different, you want to free your hands up, something that's easy to use, or you do not like gloves, I highly recommend the grippets. Grip-it. I have made that change, and I just really enjoy these. They're easy to use. So you can find them at SewingMates.com. I did call them before I made this video so that I was aware of anything that special they had going on, and they do have free shipping as well until Christmas, and they're awesome people to deal with. You actually get a person that answers the phone. I think it's going to be Barbara, but they're great to work with. They'll answer any questions you have, I'm sure. So try the grippets if you're interested in something like that, and check the next video out where I show you how I manage the grippets on that quilt, and have fun quilting.